The show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business. Big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Woohoo! Hello, and we have made it again. Good evening. How are you? My name's Alex DeLuca, and welcome back to Tea Talks.
And this is Rafael live from Hollywood saying good evening. How you doing, Alex? How was your weekend?
Oh, man, it was awesome. Just wrapping things up, getting back in from a trip from Broward. And look, man, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot, April 18th, and we're back at it on Tea Talks Live.
Yeah, no, it's actually, we had a productive week. I'm looking forward to another productive week to come. And
that's it.
Looking forward to another 5 podcasts.
That's it, man. Did you have a good weekend? Do anything fun?
We just went to Orlando yesterday, came back today.
All right. What'd you do up there? Visit Mickey Mouse or no?
Well, you always visit Mickey Mouse when you go to Orlando, but definitely taking care of some clients and also my daughter. So
there you go.
It's all good. But anyways, I think today we have a juicy information for any business owners / maybe salespeople, independent salesperson, and it has to do with why or who you should go ahead and hire a digital marketing agency.
That's, why should you? There's so many things that maybe you could do with your time that could be better off done with your time. This all goes back to how many different hats do you wear when you start your own business?
Well, and what happens is that the digital marketing itself, I mean, that's a complete world all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are just so many avenues, and one of the things I try to tell our clients in the accounting or in the consulting is that stick to what you do best. And the reason why is that this is, you got to a point, or you're, even if you're starting out, this is what you know how to do best. Whatever it is, if it's, mowing lawns or doing roofs, whatever your business is, even if you're winging it, you're winging the business
the
that
best.
You're trying to do.
You're winging the best.
Well, you're doing everything you can to provide great customer service, but you're focusing on whatever you're selling. If you're selling widgets, should be your whole focus. Even if you're winging it, you're winging whatever as much information you have. You're trying to be an expert on, because that's who you are when it comes to trying to sell something.
Well, look, this is 2021 post-COVID. How many times have we said you have to be online? You have to be almost at a virtual landscape. You have to be likable. It's all about the online content. So there's so many different things that can go on behind the scene. Keeping that website up to date, right, Ralph?
I mean, it's if it's not one thing, it's another. And one of the things that people don't realize is that even in the last maybe last 2 years, 3 years, if you're browsing with Google Chrome, the SSL, which is your security on your website, if you don't have one, Google actually says this is a harmful website. I don't know, and some people don't even know.
No, isn't that and that's people visiting your they go back to you, they go to your site, they visit it, and it's like, oh, this is a bad site, stay away. But these things change constantly, and they have to be updated and taken care of. Not to get sidetracked, but this is all in the same realm of whoever's handling your website or the digital marketing aspect.
Absolutely, and I mean that's just one of many things that needs to happen, and the other thing that just comes to mind is that depending on who you actually are holding your domain name, that could also influence whenever you're sending an email out. If Google thinks that might be a potential spam, so any email you send out, they'll go ahead and put it into spam.
Any one of them. Isn't that a pain in the butt?
It is, and that's the reason.
How do you avoid that? How do you have to set that up, Ralph?
Well, that's where you contact your domain provider. You contact who if you have somebody that's doing your digital, before you buy it, you double check.
Yes.
So you don't have to run into situations where you're doing a newsletter and you're trying to get information to people, and they're not getting it, all because of one tiny little thing.
Oof. And a lot of times you're using your email to even make that first contact, and you can't even make that first contact sometimes.
No, and I mean, as professional salespeople, typically what we do is that we wait half an hour, 45 minutes, or we send a text and say, hey, I just sent you the proposal. Did you get it? And you try to go back and forth, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, why don't you check your spam? Oh, yeah, there it is. Thank you. I mean, typically, once if you have Gmail and you accept that particular email, and you count it as non-spam, then any future ones should be going to it shouldn't be flagged as spam. But that first couple one, definitely, it could be possible that they go into spam. Well, not it could be possible.
It will.
It will go into spam. So you got to be careful. Again, the realm of digital, the World Wide Web, it's getting complex by the day, and you got to understand is that the internet has been around since you weren't even born when the internet was already around. And
didn't they have like the first PCs and like freezers so they didn't overheat?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stories out there in regards to the PC, but I mean, I was on the internet in 1987.
Wow. Was color TV? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's been around for a while, and you got to understand that as time has gone by, things have gotten, a little bit more complex. The speed. I mean, I don't know if you ever did a dial-up through. Oh,
come on, all of us. That's my generation's first, AOL chat, and I can still hear the ringing of the dial tone, getting into the World Wide Web.
Yes. So
awesome. That's awesome. That's memories right there.
So basically, the amount of information that was exchanged has actually probably done almost like Dodge. It has gone over 1,000% from 30 years ago. And the faster that information and that transfer of communication, the more we're able to handle. And that's why you're seeing the graphics and you're seeing so much happening now today. And
that's huge.
I don't know if people, if you're a graphic artist, designer, if you're into, I Adobe. I don't know if you know, but over the weekend, the founder of who actually created the PDF actually died.
Oh,
81 years
geez.
old.
Did not hear.
Hmm?
I said did not hear.
Well, again, not a lot of people. If you're not into, uh, if you're not into graphics and the digital world, you might not have heard of the gentleman who basically created what is known today as the PDF.
Oh boy.
His name Charles Gaglisky, or
Clissy.
known as Chuck, the co-founder
Chuck.
of Adobe Inc. And Adobe,
Awesome.
if anything has to do with graphics, either, I mean, they really have done in the last 5 years. They really have done tremendously. Like almost 180 degrees. I mean, you heard of the Illustrator?
No.
Have you heard of Photoshop?
What's that?
You heard of Photoshop?
Of course.
Okay.
This is yes, of course.
Okay. You heard of Photoshop. Well,
Yeah.
you can thank Adobe for that.
Thank you, Adobe.
All right. Anyways.
Adobe, I was trying to learn all that graphics way back when we were working with Shane because he had the program through his friend, man. Wow. Like the layers upon layers and moving stuff around, man. Like, come on.
Oh, it can go a long way. But the number one reason you should hire a digital marketing company is so you can focus on running your business.
10 minutes later, back on Tea Talk topic. Yes. What are these great reasons why you should hire a digital marketing agency? Ralph, the first one is
you focus on running your business. And I know we went around and around and around, but I think that the second most important is that you actually cut down the overall cost because
explain that.
And one of the reasons, I mean, even though I've been into different realm of business and everything, I did it myself. On many things I did it myself in my early days, thinking that I was trying to save money and on a shoestring, and,
yes.
and what that does, it takes time away from what you do best. So if I would have gone and said, you know what, I'll pay somebody to just do my website, do some of my SEO, and I'll focus on selling. I could have probably brought in 3 or 4 times more revenue by doing that than sitting down in front of a computer for 5 or 6 hours trying to figure things out.
Typing away.
It's great that I learned a whole bunch of stuff by force, and I'm glad that I did. But at the same token, all the missed opportunities, I think the dollar amount is much greater than the amount that I actually would have had paid to go ahead and get somebody to actually do to do it.
And who is that somebody? Bringing right into the next subject, that's working with experts.
Well, you heard the story about the mechanic. You've been fiddling with that engine for 3-4 hours. You can't figure it out. You take it to the mechanic. Mechanic does 3 things to the car. Boom, the car is working. The guy tells you that guy tells you that's $300. And you're like, $300?
Wait, what? You just went
$300? Why so much?
Yeah.
It only took you a couple minutes. And the guy says, well, the reason why it took me a couple minutes because it took me a lifetime of learning this crap. A lifetime. Learning this crap to go ahead and make sure that I know what I need to do.
That's it.
and realistically speaking, once you start getting expert within your you know your group of friends, your group of business people that are going to go ahead and help you move to the next level.
Hmm.
And that starts on day one. If you have friends that are more worried about partying and going out and spending money, and or you have friends that encourage you and say, hey, go ahead and whatever you need to do, what can I do to assist you? Even if they're just spreading the word out, hey, look, my friend just started, a marketing company.
Uh-huh.
Give them a shot, give them and just those are the friends that you really want to be around with, the ones that are supporting you and the ones that are giving you cheerleading, and not just cheerleading. And this is on your friend side, but now you have expert that they want you to succeed. Because if you don't succeed, what happens to them? They
Don't look
will
so
no
great.
longer going to have a client.
That's it. The clients will dwindle away. There won't be a leaky bucket. There'll be a big old hole at the bottom.
Well, and that brings us right into our next topic is that by having somebody take care, all the digital stuff, now you can focus more on your industry, on your competitors, and you know, we talked about onboarding, we talked about salesmanship, we talked about being that sales manager, that operation manager. I mean, there's just a lot that could go into running a business, especially a successful business.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. This is not, it's not like you just turn a switch and you say, I'm successful now. I think that if you haven't heard it by now, but most people will go through 4, 5, 6 different failures before they get to the win. And the reason why they get to the win is because they take what they learned from their failures.
That's the story of all successful people and us writing our books. I can think about it. I'm sure you can think about all your failures. Mine are more relevant than yours due to age. So they feel a little bit more because they're only like 5 years, 1 year ago. You've been you've been seasoned over a few more decades than I. So, when it comes to these trials and tribulations he's talking about, it's 100% real. When it comes from, jumping in and out of industries, learning different things, failing, at the end of the day, a couple of things happen. You build character and knowledge. Knowledge is money. What your skill set, your mindset. You have to fail to learn, basically.
And during the failing and so on and so forth, I think that one of the things that you realize, and that having a partner that helps you on the digital, is that now you can work together and two heads, an expert and your ideas in regards to your business, putting it together, you're going to come up with better ideas that are relevant, that could be applied because you have an expert on your side.
100%. An expert, going through it, and knowing the realm, knowing the clients, knowing what to expect, because it's kind of the been there, done that.
Well, and also when you partner with a digital company, you can scale that service as much as you need, or
Yes.
or not. And there are options where you got Facebook, you got
Hmm.
Facebook ad, you got Instagram ads, you got Google, you got Google AdWords, you got Bing, you got Yahoo, and not everything you need to run all at the same time, because that could be a strain to the company. And also, as you're prepping your niche within the World Wide Web, what you want to do is that you want to go ahead and test it, and you want to test it with an expert on your side, preferably somebody in the industry, somebody that has dealt with either it's construction whatever you're doing, and keep in mind that a customer is a customer, because as long as you know your avatar, you can give it to any digital company, and they'll be able to go ahead and help you out.
That's it. And that's what, we talk about all the time: researching, learning. Who is your avatar? Who are we going after? And it's relevant in a lot of these topics that we continue to bring up.
Well, and what happens too is that, now that you have a partner on your side, how do you know if that partner that you have on your side is a good partner? And one of the great things, especially if you're dealing with a reputable digital marketing company, is that they're going to provide you some ROIs. They're going to provide you the reason why for their existence. It's almost like a salesperson in your organization, anybody that you're paying hard-earned money. What what are you getting out of it? If you're not getting anything out of that individual, that company, either that customer service, that sales rep, if you're not getting anything in return, all they are is they're a dead weight, and you're trying to move forward. You're trying to get to to that target zone that you set 6 months ago, a year ago, and dead weight just slows you down.
Yes, it does.
So having a good digital marketing company in your, in your pocket, it just
It's
helps.
huge. And going back to having those reports, because, just like you want your sales reps or your project manager or your accountant to kind of give you a report and what they're doing, but it's like, show me what you're doing, and don't have me ask for it. So yes, a reputable digital marketing company will give you reports weekly, monthly, or custom to your needs.
Absolutely. And and what happens is not only are they going to give you the reports and they're going to give you some measurements, but they have the tools that are necessary to deal with. It's either the social media, if it's the Instagram, the Facebook, the Snapchat, whatever it is. They have the tools that are necessary. They are going to run the SEO audit, see where you at and where you want to be. And it's real easy. I mean, it doesn't take any rocket science to find out, where you at. All you got to do is just Google yourself and see what you find. Because on top of that, you got the within the digital realm, you have the online reviews that are extremely important. You have the online engagement that's incredibly important. So these are all things that your digital company should be able to provide you a platform that you're able to see all that information kind of coming in from different avenues and in your plate.
Huge. Huge. Is that a good huge? Like how huge is digital marketing? I forgot who it was a while ago, but look, it's even more so implemented in the back of my head and should be yours if you're a business owner. Look, in today's day and age, you're a media / whatever company you are. What does that mean? It means you have to have media online. You have to have relevant content online, whether it's people like me and you talking, videos, interactiveness, almost a virtual atmosphere. But in 2021, you are a media / construction company. You're a media / custom sock company. You're a media / widget company. Get with it. Get with the program. Get with the digital master company, and they'll get you to the next level.
I mean, one of the things that people need to understand the power of social media is that when something goes viral, you're able to get something extra that could be viral. Your audience just starts increasing, and the one person I'm going to use as an example, which probably everybody has seen or heard, is the cranberry guy.
Yes, dude. Did you see that? the muted video of that sold for like you see that amount? I forgot what it was.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
No, but you know, that viral process that nobody really knows the exact magic behind of why it went viral, but it was just
Nobody.
cool. It's cool, and you can try to put all these different elements and help it push, but this individual was able to secure a ton of money. He has a great following. Now he's selling shirts. Oh, he actually sold shirts in the past.
Yeah.
He's considered an influencer, which now people pay him to promote.
Isn't that
other
crazy?
products. So what you want to be
So
is
awesome.
that you want to be the influencer, and that digital company should help you set up so you could become the influencer of your company. If not the influencer, let them be the influencer for your company. Again,
Yes.
this is where you scale, because you got to understand, that digital company is not going to work for peanuts either. I mean, all this requires time and effort, and that time and effort, it really depends on your budget. The smaller the budget, the less they're going to do for you, and you might be able to kind of do some of it, but they can at least help you go
Yes.
in the right direction. They might tell you, hey, for us to do X, Y, Z, $700-800. I don't know. I'm just giving a number. It could be $100 or $80. But it depends on how you want to scale it. You can't expect, if you're. I think the easiest way I can explain this is that when you go to buy a car and you're looking at the car that is completely fully loaded, it might be 30-40% higher than the base car. If you're willing to pay for the full amount, then yeah, no problem. But
Sure, why not?
if you can, hey, more power to you. But you might just be looking for the transportation, and then eventually, gradually saying, okay, maybe not this year, but the following year, I'll go ahead and buy the aluminum or the platinum wheelbase, or the interior, sports golden interior, just for shits and giggles.
That's good shits and giggles. Yes.
Anyways, but depending on your budget, you got to be upfront and say, hey, this is what I got to work with, and hopefully the idea is that they can work their magic and trying to get the best platform for what you're trying to do.
That's it. Get that digital marketing company. We have a couple more minutes. Do we have a couple more topics on Tea Talks tonight?
I think that last but not least is the power of storytelling.
The power the
power
leader
of-
holds.
of storytelling.
Dude, that goes all the way back to the Bible. But go ahead.
Well, hopefully you should be the best person within the company that should be able to have a great story. Not necessarily the best storyteller, but you should be the one that has the most amount of meat when it comes to the storytelling.
Yes.
What the digital company might do, or the people around you should do, is that how can they increase the power of that story of your company? That's the reason when people talk about mission statement.
Yes.
Why is that so important? Well, the reason why that's important is because you start engraving your thought process of what your company is all about, and it trickles down from there. And unfortunately, due to time constraint, my God, this topic was supposed to be like, you could probably do it in 5 minutes, but in reality, you can't.
Never.
Unfortunately, time just killed us.
just slipped away from us once again.
Thank you for tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will T-Talk later.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, T-Talks kicking off Sunday. Thanks for joining us. My name's Alex DeLuca. Good night from Naples.
And Raphael from Hollywood, Florida, saying good night. Farewell. Good day.